Episode 31 is entitled The Stranded Seven and begins with the team continuing the hunt of the Dark One worm. They find his dark energy emanating from a certain planet, so they go to check it out. However, they are attacked by tons of insect things, which cause the team to lose their engines and crash. The team are still getting attacked from the ground. Chiro uses the leftover energy to deflect the insects away. However, this means the robot has no more power. So the robot is in awful condition and the team are presumably alone. The robot's pieces are all over the place, so the team splits up to collect the parts. Chiro finds a cry for help from some cat lady who is being attacked by one of the insects. Chiro tries to fight alone, but slowly the team come to his aid to win. Although really, even with the full team attacking, they only get the insect to simply go away. What they ultimately find is some kind of small civilization, although it appears nobody is around. And Tari realizes though that this is an ambush as the team are surrounded by cat people. The team get ready to battle until the lady they saved before comes to stop the battle. And hug and lick Chiro. Awkward. We learn her name is Nikita, and I instantly want to make a La Femme Nikita reference, but I never watched that show. Chiro tries to explain the robot and their mission, but Nikita mistakes it as the team having come to help the cat people and their village, called Kathori. Also, apparently those bugs are called mantodons. We also meet a new cat named Tikudo who tries to pep talk the fellow felines. Nova falls head over heels for the guy. The village doubts that they even could help, so Nikita asks for help from their great wise one. The wise one, however, says their fate should not be placed in the hands of outsiders. That isn't to say they are not grateful, as they offer the monkey team a meal.
It's Mugor, food of the warrior.
You know, the whole gag of disgusting alien food is one of those done-to-death cliches in cartoons. In fact, you know what this scene really reminds me of?
I'm guessing you picked up your table manners on Earth?
Hurry or you will not get any!
We learned that the mantodons feed on energy, and because of that, resources are very low. Nikita was trying to reach their nest when Chiro found her. Tikudo suggests they fight before it's too late. However, the wise one, whose name is Po,
I'm not a big fat panda. I'm the big fat panda.
Says that although they were once warriors, they have become domesticated. Ha ha ha. And cannot risk raising the ire of the mantodons. The team are debating amongst themselves whether to help the Cathorians or focus on their original mission of fixing the robot. This little scene is quite interesting as there are valid points on both sides, and Atari's answer was honestly not the one I was expecting.
Nova, I sympathize with their plight, but I sense that our further involvement here may create more harm than good for the village. Ultimately, though, the decision lies with you, Chiro.
We don't get Chiro's answer right away as we cut to Kathori, where Chiro breaks the news to Nikita that while they want to help, they have a bigger mission ahead. Nikita answers interestingly, saying she understands that, quote, they don't matter. But quickly the mantodons appear. They communicate they are looking for the outsiders, but Po states they know nothing, which gets him knocked down. Chiro is watching in a rather cool disguise while the team watches in the forest. The red mantodon raises Nikita over his head and everyone bows. Except Chiro, who angrily throws the staff he is holding into the freaking eye of the mantodon. Chiro, however, isn't faring well by himself, so the rest of the team go to help, but are ultimately no match until Gibson actually discovers a weak point.
The thorax of her is their weak spot. Their abdomen, torso, belly.
Oh, their guts! Why didn't you say so?
The team are just about to take down the red mantodon until it flashes a light which shuts down the team's weapons. And Antari. The red one goes flying off. Remember, the mantodons feed off energy, and since Antari is all machine, it makes sense that he got shut down. Sparks goes to get extra power cells for the robot. There are mantodons coming for the team, and a bunch all over the robot, making it impossible to get the cells to Antari. Chiro realizes now that there is no choice on what must be done. Chiro confronts the Cathorians, saying the team needs their help and will become warriors again. Oh my god, ninja cats! Wolverine cats! Samurai cats! Yeah, a cool training montage is always welcome as Poe gives Chiro a suit of armor. The team go gung-ho on the Mantodons and we get a really cool battle sequence. May I also state that Tikudo is totally awesome. Poe gets ready to set a trap but gets attacked by a red Mantodon. Antari, with what little power he has, does the job though. Tikudo gives Chiro his sword to take on the red guy. Chiro glows blue and stabs the Mantodon straight in the chest. Thus we get Celebration with the Mantodons no more. We cut to the robot repaired and Antari back to normal when Gibson drops the bomb that the Mantodons were once normal insects who became mutated courtesy of Skeleton King and the Dark One Worm's presence.
He's everywhere.
And everywhere we find Skeleton King, we'll beat him.
This will become a running theme of the mere presence of Skeleton King corrupting aspects of various worlds, which will be more established as we get deeper into the season. Team all say their goodbyes and Chiro talks about remembering what really matters to end the episode. Before I get to anything else, I want to talk about the title, The Stranded Seven. This obviously refers to the team being stranded on this planet, but when you stop for a moment, you realize there are only 6 Hyperforce members, Chiro and the 5 monkeys. So who is the 7th? That would be the super robot itself. Again, we really don't know how, quote, alive the robot is, but you can tell things are slightly different now, whereas in earlier episodes the team would sacrifice the robot to try and get an upper hand. Here, after seeing all the damage done to the robot by the Mantodons, Chiro feels really bad about it.
Don't worry, robot. We'll get you back on your feet.
Easier said than done, Chiro.
As for the episode as a whole, I really don't know what to make of it. The first half of the episode is kinda blasé, and for the love of God, that cat meowing started to really get on my nerves, and fast. Nikita is not a very interesting character, and she is the one Kuthurian that gets the most focus on this episode, when really it should be Tikudo. That whole setup of Nova having a crush on the guy is introduced, shown again only once, has a very slight payoff of Sparks being saved by Nova, and then they say goodbye and nothing comes of it. They could have played with this aspect a bit more, but alas, they didn't. Also, Tikudo is a freaking samurai who can slice giant bugs in half. However, the episode does pick up after the really great campfire meeting scene, which shows the team acting like a team, and from there we get great character relationships, great design choices, and an awesome fight scene. The Mantodon's ability to feed off energy does 2 things really well in the second half. It shuts down the monkey's normal powers, which leads to a cool montage and adding to the drama of the final battle, and it once again shows some of the issues with Antari being 100% machine. During the end of the Ichiro saga, Antari did seem practically overpowered with all these new abilities. Over the past 2 episodes, we learn Antari's limits. Antari himself says it in the episode.
Perhaps the silver monkey is not as powerful as we thought.
There's a bit more Sparks Gibson stuff here, which I really like, and Otto takes it upon himself to become friends with this kitten. The scenes are very cute and make Otto much more of a nice guy. Not to mention it gave us this little cool scene.
Leave them alone, you bugs.
This episode took a while for me to warm to it, but once I did, there were lots of genuinely good things in here. We will see where the story goes from here when we get into episode 32.
Now, about our engines.
Why do you always have to talk to the monsters? Can't you just fight?
Sparks, never underestimate the power of communication.